Hi there, and welcome to this bonus episode of the Gazette's Hockey Inside Out show. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette, and I'm joined by former Canadiens teammates and 1986 Stanley Cup champs, Chris Nyland and Rick Green. You know who these guys are. Rick, you've been a player, you've been an assistant coach in the NHL, young Canadiens team now going into the playoffs. How important will this experience playing the Capitals in the first round be for this team, whether they win or lose?
Well, let's first off say that they thought the last couple of weeks was a grind and tough. Be ready because playoffs is another ball game. And, the intensity, the physical play, just the competition, the one-on-ones, everything is, magnified tenfold. It becomes a real battle. But, these guys that they have, and these young guys and the older guys have done very well, against a number of teams over the course of the year. Just be ready to dig in and find a way to outwork the opposition and outbattle the opposition. It's going to be tough, but I think it's going to be a great experience for some of these guys to see what it's all about. And then you've got your fans that are just pushing you to the other limit also, with them behind you and supporting you. So it's a great situation to be in, and every experience in the playoffs is a good experience, and you just enjoy the ride.
Knuckles, what do you remember about your first playoff experience?
My first playoff experience was my first year against Minnesota, in Minnesota. And we lost in 7 games, overtime at home. Al McAdams scored. I remember being in Minnesota, and I got out there warm up, and then we come out for the beginning of the game. And I just remember the crowd, because I'd never been in a crowd like that. Yeah, I played against college and stuff, and I played the Beanpot with big crowds. But, boy, it was loud in Minnesota. And I'm like, wow, I was nervous, it was my first go at it. I know, the cards were on the table. I played 2 games a mini, and that was it for me, my first year. And I remember when we lost, I was standing in by the glass when McAdams scored that goal. And I was like, oh, I thought we were going to win a Stanley Cup my first year, and ended up getting bounced out in the first round. So, yeah. There's nerves. But, as you get older, and like Suzuki has, right, and Caulfield, there's a few guys who have some experience in it. It's the young guys the first time around. It's a little nerve-wracking. And, once they realize, listen, it's hockey, let's just go play. Yeah, the intensity level's a lot more. And if they can bring it up and compete night in and night out, they got a shot at it.
Well, talking with Suzuki after they clinched the spot, and he said this will be his 3rd time in the playoffs, but his first sort of normal playoffs, because the first time it was the bubble playoff in Toronto. The second time it was the COVID playoffs again, when there was like only 3,500 fans allowed at the Bell Center. It's going to be the first time, playoffs, full Bell Center, full 82-game season. Rick, with a young team starting the series on the road, do you think that is an advantage in any way, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. You always look to try and get one of the games out of the 2, and I don't think it's a bad thing for them to start on the road. And maybe there's still pressure, but it's not the same thing that you get that you're at home. So I think it's going to be good. And I think that, like I said, the character of some of the guys that they have shown as of late, it's going to be fun to watch them, handle it. And it's a positive for them to hit the road.
Yeah, no question. You look at when you're home, right? You're supposed to win, right? You're supposed to win. So that adds a little pressure. But going on the road, you got the mindset, come on, let's get this first game. If you don't, you get another kick at it. You go in and steal one. And hopefully that's what they do, And again, I always say it, go play hockey.
When you guys, the 86 Cup run, when you guys were at home, didn't you guys stay in a hotel somewhere, or did you stay in one place?
Yeah.
Alcatraz. Where was that?
What, was it Illicit?
Yeah, it was like we were surrounded by water, so we couldn't escape. Yeah.
Yeah, some guys did, though, and they actually they ran into a telephone pole. I think a woman was driving.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She must have been an Uber driver.
I won't. Yeah, she was an Uber driver back then, and I won't say who was in the vehicle. I know Rick and I were back in the room, game planning.
Right.
Being good boys, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that would work now, Rick, for the Canadiens to do something like that now? Because the city's going to be crazy, right? I mean, these guys already can't go anywhere without being recognized or photographed, or have times changed?
I think it's changed a little bit. I mean, I was, Nux, he had family, he had young kids. I mean, they used to use that as, an advantage of going into a hotel where they could get their rest, blah, blah, blah. And Nux can speak more about that because I didn't have family at the time. But I don't know. I think it's kind of passé. It's not today's athlete. They want to go in their environment that they know best. They've lived it. They've experienced it over the course of the regular season. I know that later on they gave an option to some players if they wanted to go to a hotel, they could go to a hotel, and that's fine too. And whatever it takes for you to be your very best each night, just do it because it can go by fast.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did it, honestly. And just to go back, guys with young kids, it kind of gives you that opportunity to really, just not be up all night playing with them in the afternoon. And I know you want to keep things as normal as possible, but I like the fact that we're in a hotel. And, Greeny had a little different. He was single guy. So, him going to the hotel, he was able to get away from, bringing a different woman home every night, So he got some rest too, It wasn't just the guy wasn't just the guys with kids.
You have no proof of that.
Well, Knuckles, Josh Anderson and Brendan Gallagher, both of their wives recently gave birth to babies. How hard is it staying focused on the playoffs when you have young kids?
Well, if you have an understanding wife and she realizes, what the stakes are, then but if Brendan Gallagher's up at 4 a.m. feeding the baby and they got a game the next night, like, hello. So hopefully you have an understanding wife.
That's the key. Happy wife, happy life, right? Anyway, that's it for this Hockey Inside Out Show bonus episode. I hope you all enjoyed it out there. Please like and subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. Go to MontrealGazette.com/newsletters to sign up for the Hockey Inside Out newsletter. And of course, go to HockeyInsideOut.com every day during the playoffs, where we'll have plenty of Canadiens coverage. Also, if you have a bonus question you'd like us to answer in a future bonus episode, please put it in the comments section below.